Doctor Who, the Rogue Zygon. Bella was walking across the countryside when she spotted something. It looked odd, out of place even. She walked over to see what it was. She discovered it was a metal hatch, but there was no way of opening it. She banged her hand against it, trying to force it open, several times. Suddenly, she heard a noise behind her. She turned, and when she saw it, she screamed. Doctor Who, the Rogue Zygon, written and read by Nick Payne. The morning sun was beautiful over the town of Bishop Stortford in Hertfordshire, England, Great Britain. John and Gillian, the grandchildren of the Doctor, thought so. They were here waiting for him. He said he'd pick them up after they had completed their university degrees in Cambridge and Oxford. "I can't wait for Grandfather to arrive," Gillian told her brother. "Neither can I," said John. He looked around. Waitmore Gardens was a splendid place. The mound where the castle used to stand, the grounds that surrounded it, with gardens, tennis courts, and a building for a social club or something or another. Not far away was a fountain, called the Hockrell Fountain, and running past the grounds was the River Stort. To the other side of the grounds was the main road that went round the town, and at the end of the grounds was a memorial. Here were the soldiers who had fallen during the 2 World Wars. "Why are humans fighting so many wars?" asked Gillian. John shrugged. He was looking in the direction of a paddling pool. Nobody was there. The 2 children then took the round. Their surroundings had not changed since a moment ago. Although very nice, it was starting to get a bit dull. They had considered going up to the mound and having a wider view, but that would get dull after a while. So they did, and they walked through the gate and up the steps to the top of the mound. The view was magnificent. You could see the whole town, or at least of the town centre, and wide area view from the top. Their favourite spot was next to the flag, as they had a great view of the town. But again, it started to get a bit dull. So they had to walk around the mound. Discovered some old rooms that were part of the castle that were now just ruins, and very little left there was just some old stonework. Plants were growing all over it. After about half an hour of being up on the mound, they were about to go back down. But suddenly, the winds changed, and a wheezing, groaning, sputtering engine noise was heard. The children turned from where they were looking. Bolts first appeared and then becoming blue and solid. It said police on the top. The TARDIS had arrived. Their grandfather was inside. The doors opened, and a handsome man stepped out. Both children had smiles on their faces. The man also had a smile on his face. All 3 smiled. A few miles outside the town, in Hatfield Forest, police were investigating the death of Bella, the girl who had died the previous night. The metal hatch had been covered, and they had not found it. The captain of the police walked over to Agent Nick, who had joined the investigation. "What do you think, Agent Nick?" the police chief asked. "Never have I seen a death more gruesome than this," Agent Nick replied. "I can't imagine it being a human hand, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was." He then suddenly noticed something on the girl's body. A form of red goo. He rolled the body over to have a closer examination. "I think I was right," he then said. He turned to the police chief. "I need to speak to Unit, immediately," he said. What for?" asked the police chief. "I think I was right about it not being human hand," Agent Nick said. "Unit, now, please." "May I speak to them?" "Yes, sir," said the police chief. Strangely, he had said it like a soldier, which is odd because police are not soldiers. Back in Bishop Stortford, the Doctor was hugging his grandchildren. "How are you, John, Gillian?" the Doctor asked, We're absolutely fine, said John. How are you, grandfather? Very well, thank you very much, said the doctor. It's been a couple of regenerations. I think I can barely remember. You two are just two fragments that I can remember. There is some sort of blockage in my memory that, for some reason, doesn't let me think. It doesn't let me remember stuff. And I can go past it at times. When I remembered you two, I called to see if you were okay. I wondered if you wanted to have a go travelling or something after you'd completed university. You're not kids anymore, you're adults. And wow, it's quite... Wow. How did this happen? Asked Gillian. I mean, your memories. How did they, what you were saying? I don't know, said the doctor. Must have been something to do with my previous regeneration into this incarnation. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey blah 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 blah, said John. Actually, it's more like the doctor replied. But things do seep through from time to time. But my main question is, although I know who I am, who am I really? Or rather, who was I? Who was I before I was me? Well, we can only tell you a little bit, said Gillian. You are our grandfather and the doctor. That's all you need to know now. But I'm sure more will come. More memories will seep back through. I'm sure you're right, the doctor said. Right. Whilst we're here, I think I might pop in on an old friend, Agent Nick. You might have heard of him. I helped him with that business with the evil entity not so long ago at a place that looks a lot like a school for a reality TV show. No, we're friends with him, said John. Really? Said the doctor. He never mentioned you. He never mentioned you. I suppose. Actually, I think he mentioned him once. Shut up, Gillian. Hey, no hostilities. Sorry, it's just that sometimes we argue and sometimes we get along and sometimes it's neutral. Yes, neutral. Just like brothers and sisters. Brothers and brothers, or sisters and sisters. Or siblings in general. I remember how I got on with my sister. Oh, you have a sister? Yes, my dear. The nurse. What happened to her? I don't know. I guess she died. Okay, let's go and talk to Agent Nick. I've got to tell you, he also helped me deal with the Master recently as well. The Master? Yes, but don't worry, we defeated him. He won't be back just yet. Whoopee. That's right. Whoopee. Agent Nick arrived back at HQ shortly afterwards. He had contacted the unit about his suspicions, and they had agreed with him. Kate Lethbridge Stewart was coming up to Bishop Stortford to help with the investigation, along with her most trusted helpers, Malcolm and Osgood. Osgood was apparently the daughter of Kate's father's sergeants, the one that helped during the Devil's End situation, though Osgood herself never let on whether this was true or not. Malcolm thought it was. So did Kate, but they did not know if it was. Oh, I can't wait to get involved in this spectacular adventure, said Malcolm, really excited. He was looking forward to seeing Agent Nick, a friend of the Doctor, whom Malcolm loved so much. Oh, what was your favourite file? Osgood asked. It was the one about a giant robot. No. What was it, the one with the dinosaurs? No, it was the one with the Cybermen. Or was it one of the autumn ones? Or the Daleks? I just love them all, said the excited Malcolm. It's got to be the Yetis for me, Kate Stewart said. I mean, it's so original. The unit wasn't formed then, said Malcolm. It was the Cybermen that it first started. Yes, you're right, I guess, said Kate. To be honest, I would like to face the Great Intelligence one day. I think we kind of covered it when we went to the Shard, but I'm not quite sure. Something was there. There was definitely something, Osgood replied. Oh, it is so exciting, said Malcolm. They shortly arrived in the town where Agent Nick was waiting for them. Hello there, he said. So, Tell us about your suspicions, said Kate. I told you down the phone, said Agent Nick. Yes, but for reasons, said Kate. Fine, said Agent Nick. I suspect that a Zygon killed the girl. A Zygon? Said Malcolm. That was a fantastic story as well. Enough, Malcolm, said Osgood. A Zygon, are you sure? Yes, said Agent Nick. And from what you've told me about your previous encounter and your sort of agreement, I believe that this one might be one of those rogue ones. Maybe one of those ones that went rogue last time and just didn't reform to society like the others did. Maybe this one still wants war. Osgood cried. Which one are you again? Agent Nick asked. Spoilers, says Osgood. You learned that from the doctor, said Malcolm excitedly. Ooh, it's you, it's what River Song used to say. Malcolm, Osgood, please, said Kate. Tell me a bit more. All there is, which I already told you down the phone before you came up, after I discovered it, was that there was red slime, and I had heard that Zygons had red slime. Of course, I wanted to make sure it was a Zygon before we start making accusations. Show us, said Kate. Of course, said Agent Nick. He led them inside to a small laboratory. A piece of the red slime was underneath a microscope. Kate looked down. Yep, your suspicions are correct, Agent Nick, she said. That Zygon goo. I thought as much, said Agent Nick. What is this Zygon doing? And why did it kill that girl? I don't know. But one thing's for sure. There's something suspicious going on in that forest. And I intend to find out what. So do we. Then let us work as a team and see what we can do. I hope the doctor turns up. Shut up, Malcolm! It was only a 20 to 30 minute walk from the castle mound to Agent Nick's place. They arrived shortly just before he and the unit team were about to go. Agent Nick, my good friend! And Kate Stewart and Malcolm and Osgood. Oh, how good it is to see you again. What are you all doing together? Doctor! Cried Malcolm. He ran and hugged the doctor. Oof. Wow, that's a big hug, Malcolm, said the doctor. Yay! He knows me! Says Malcolm. I thought he used to be a bit more serious, said John. It's called time, my dear brother, Gillian said. It affects us all. Shut up, Gillian. Guys, please, said the doctor. We're in the arms of our friends. Yay! Cried Malcolm. Seriously, Malcolm, if you could just calm down, please. Just for a minute, please. Whilst I find out what's going on. Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. What is going on? Well, said Agent Nick, we discovered that a Zygon killed a girl last night at Hatfield Forest. Why? I don't know. That's what we're going to go and find out. Why did it do it? And, yeah, that's it. Why did he do it? He? Could be a she. Why did it do it, then? Can we come? Asked Gillian. Yeah, sure, said the doctor. Just don't get in the way of the unit, guys. Or Nick. Or me. Especially don't get in my way, in case I'm doing something important. Or something doctory. That's alright, we won't. Good kids, he said. Allow me to introduce my grandchildren. John and Gillian. Hi. Hi. I'm Kate Stewart, head of unit. This is Malcolm and Osgood, my assistants. And I am Agent Nick, friend of the doctor's. Hello. Hi. Excellent. Now then, to Hatfield Forest. Which way? I don't think the car's big enough for 7. It's only a 5-seater. Well, we'll go by TARDIS. It'll probably take us longer to get there than you to your TARDIS, depending where you parked it. Wait more. Yeah, it'll be longer for us. Back at the grounds, the doctor and his grandchildren got into the TARDIS. The wheezing, groaning, spluttering engine noise was heard, and the TARDIS dematerialised. The groundsman was watching. No way did that just happen, he said. The TARDIS materialised in Hatfield Forest. The doctor and his grandchildren stepped out and walked over to where the police closed off the area. "Hey you," said the policeman. "What are you doing here?" "I'm the doctor. These are my grandchildren, John and Gillian. We're helping Agent Nick and Unit in the investigation." "Oh, right. Where are they?" "They'll be here in a few minutes." "Right. Step this way, sirs and madam." "He called me a madam." "Yes, we know." A few minutes later, Agent Nick, Kate, Malcolm and Osgood arrived. They went over to the investigation site. The doctor had already been examining it and was concluding his investigation. "Yes, definitely a Zygon," he said, as forensics took the body away. "Shouldn't that body have been taken away yesterday? Or when you found it?" asked Gillian. "It's part of the investigation. Don't ask me," said the police chief. "I got my orders from the big chief. The bigger chief than me. I don't know who he is. I just get his orders down a phone." "Interesting," said the doctor. "But first, have you not discovered anything that could possibly link this girl to... I don't know, anything apart from the goo?" "No, sir." "There was one thing," said Agent Nick. "I noticed a new patch of grass growing in the not too far away. I had been to this forest a few days ago. That grass was not there, so it's obviously hiding something," to the doctor. "Grass doesn't grow that quickly, or does it?" asked Gillian. "No," said John. "That's stupid." Osgood cut a piece of grass off and examined it. "You're right, it wasn't here a few days ago. It's been grown rapidly. Like, really, really quickly. And it's continuing to." Malcolm had a look. "Oh, yes. It's like someone has gotten some perfectly ordinary grass, but has modified it to grow long in a short period of time, and until it catches up with the length of the normal grass. So the question is, why?" said Kate Stewart. "Or rather, what is it hiding?" John went to look over it. He stepped into the grass. "Hey, it's harder down here. Feels like solid, like stone," he said. "Shovel," said the doctor. A policeman threw him a shovel. The doctor managed to catch it. He went over to where John had discovered the edges of the normal ground and the hardened ground. The doctor dug round. Gillian picked up another shovel and started scraping the grass off the plate. John then helped her pick up another shovel. "Hey, there's some metal down there," said Malcolm. "He's right," said John. "It's metal, not stone." "What's a metal slab doing here?" said Gillian. The doctor tried digging further. Then he hit something. He then started digging away from it. "Because it's a hatch," he said. "Look." They all looked to what the doctor was looking at. Another piece of metal, possibly forming part of a ship. Something down there, presumably a ship, but something down there is made of metal, and the Zygon is hiding in it. Suddenly, the hatch opened. "Here we go," said the doctor, whipping out his sonic screwdriver. When the hatch had finally stopped opening, they all peered down. Suddenly, a hand grabbed John round his shirt. "Ah!" he cried as he pulled down. "John!" cried Gillian. "Right, whoever you are, return him right now!" cried the doctor, "or I'll activate this sonic screwdriver." Hearing the noise. "I'm going after him," said Gillian. "Don't you dare," said the doctor. "Not without me, at least." He put his screwdriver away and jumped down. "Ah! Ah!" The doctor yelled before he landed. He landed in a heap on the floor. "Oof! John! John, where are you? Where are you?" "Doctor!" Came a noise. The doctor turned to see the Zygon holding his grandson, almost in a strangled positioning. "If you don't leave, I will strangle your grandson." "No," said the doctor. "I can't let you do that. Release him. You can have me instead." "I don't want to hear from you, or anyone," the Zygon said. "Then what do you want?" asked the doctor. "You are the president of the world," the Zygon said. "Yes." I want the world. Tough, you can't bloody have it. No one can have it. It's not something you can just have. It's something you've just got. It makes no sense. And neither does your plan. Whatever it is. What is your plan? And why do you want the world, anyway? My plan is to take over the world, said the Zygon. Of course, said the Doctor. And I want to do it because I want it, the Zygon said. Of course, said the Doctor. But you can't. I have to stop you. Surrender, he said, getting out his sonic screwdriver. You have to surrender right now, because there's police upstairs. Well, up on the ground. Yeah! Said the Doctor as he was thrown back. What? He said. Electricity can do all sorts of things, said the Zygon. But you're... What? Said the Doctor. How can you fry electricity at people now? I mean, Zygons don't do that. I managed to grab an electrical cable with my left hand and use my right hand to fire the electricity bolts. That makes no sense, said the Doctor. Also, now you've released John. John, whatever you do, don't go near him or the electricity points. What? Oh, bugger! Stop you, or I will fry you. Don't move, John. Don't move. Okay, said John. You got me. Just don't do anything. Good boy. Good boy. Please don't hurt him. If you don't cause any trouble, boy, you may live. I might even let you go. Right, said John. Suddenly, there was a loud drop on the floor. Gillian got up. John, the grandfather. Girl, said the Zygon. Eek! Cried Gillian. What are you? I am a Zygon. Well, Mr. Zygon, please don't hurt my grandfather or my brother. I've come to talk... negotiation. What? That's my girl. I've come to talk peacefully, reasonably, and resourcefully. Eh? Okay, what is that noise? Oh, hang on, that's the electricity. Hang on. Psst. Right. What are you talking about, girl? Well, I just wanted to ask you to stop what you're doing and just go away. Just stop and leave. I'm afraid I cannot do that. Oh well, said Gillian. I tried. Okay, all up to you, she cried out of the hatch. Suddenly, unit personnel and armed police officers came down the hatches. Armed with guns. Zygon, what's your name? Zedgor the Zygon, you are under arrest for attempting to take over the world and the murder of Beth, the girl who you killed. Oh yeah, why did you kill that girl? Asked the Doctor. She almost found my eyes out, said Zedgor. Right, well, whatever, said the police. You are now under arrest for... What did you do to him? Cried the Doctor. I killed him. I stung him. Kill him! The Zygon is dead, cried the police chief. The Doctor walked over to the body of the Zygon. He then turned to the police chief. Was that really necessary? He asked. Well, as you can see, said the police chief. He was armed, tried to take over the world, killed that girl and the other police chief. Wait, hang on, I thought you were the police chief. I'm the new one. I took over as soon as he died. Right. As I was saying, my predecessor was killed, as was Beth, the girl, and yeah, he wanted to take over the world. It was quite bad. Another life lost. No matter what I do, death always seems to follow. The end.